Yeah! Woo! It's our boy! Enough! Sod off, Chip Man, let's go!
Go to someone who's not mildly racist.
Yeah!
Woo!
Same.
I think at the end we need to list the characters in this series from most to least racist.
That's quite a challenge.
Exactly.
Oh.
Thank you very much. It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day.
Say Cabri.
Thanks again.
Butcher's
That's
Avenue.
a real street, so I don't think you can copyright a real street.
This is it. The residence of Mr. Herlock's showers.
So excited. So it's a nice little area.
It is. Look at that.
Nice.
Much nicer than the real Baker Street.
Yeah, actual Baker Street is a bit...
Yeah. Team February, we're 2 days off.
Jones is sweet.
So this is where the great detective makes his living. Feels surreal to me.
Ooh.
Oh.
Is it as described in the stories, Mrs.
There's
Sutton?
more of it.
I think she's fangirling a bit, I think.
She's a little, yeah, she's a little bit starstruck.
If only I could see her head. Oh! I spoke and now I can see her neck.
Is it Sata-san?
Yep. No, not anymore.
It's fine now.
The blur very slowly crept up to the top and then
Oh,
moved
she's so cute!
She's a baby.
Many, many famous cases have been solved here in this very room.
Why has he shot the letters V and R into the wall?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No. Great minds, Rope. Great minds.
It's supposed to be Victoria Regina.
Ah. Gracias.
Why shoot it though?
Boards.
Bored.
Not enough.
Bored.
Not enough
Don't have a
cocaine.
ladder.
All
Yeah,
too
I
much
guess you know when
cocaine.
you're bored, you shoot the name of the monarch into the wall.
At least he made it a bit more complicated for himself and put
Oh,
the whole
there's the
name.
violin!
There is the violin.
There is a violin.
The globe.
I suppose they must have been, yes. I read the stories, so I'm starting to get quite as excited about it. I think she seems to be.
What? So it looks like it might be a rudimentary microscope.
Ooh.
So
Rudimentary,
presumably,
she says.
you know what I mean. Not rudimentary. Old-fashioned.
Bigger.
I can't think of the word.
Contemporary?
No. It'll come to me in a bit. But basically, that looks like it's to look at things close up, because the glass in front looks like it might be a magnifying glass of some description, and you'd put slides in it.
It does look like that. The question is, where is the light source? Because you can't really do it.
I think it's the lamp.
Yeah. Also, he's got something that like prints stuff.
I'm not sure this is.
Or it's the really fancy toilet roll dispenser.
I'm sure
It's a really fancy toilet roll dispenser.
Don't touch the good in that flask, guys.
Yeah. Ugh. God. The detective chases. God. The detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it! The romanticism! Can't you feel your heart thumping in your chest? Can't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Say yes! Say fucking yes!
I suppose I can, yes.
So if you don't mind, I'm just gonna... I'm gonna turn in the creepiest possible fashion. Without moving my legs. I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a while longer. Please, don't mind me.
Ah, she's a blast.
Well, we get to do some poking around.
Yeah.
Exciting times.
Looks like our detective friend isn't home at present. Excuse me, is anybody home?
Rip.
Oh. Oh, is it me? Hang on. Which one though? This is it. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, do we have a visitor?
Yay!
Hang on, I need to make this a little bit higher pitched.
Hello! Is it a big new case for Mr. Sholmes?
I like how her hair is a bow.
So cute.
Yeah.
She's
It's
just tied her hair in a
adorable.
bow. And then
She
she's coiled.
also looks like she's about to challenge me to a poke battle.
She really does.
Maybe a little bit.
Really does.
She's got like half fairy, half steel team,
Yeah.
which would be a bitch to eradicate. Actually,
Oh yeah. She's OP.
you need like a really good poison type. I've been playing a lot of Legends of Arceus. Sorry.
Alex has buffed up her Pokemon knowledge in preparation for this precise.
I really have.
Hello.
Hello, Aaron's mouse.
Hello, Aaron's mouse.
Hello, Iron's mouse.
You think you can do things without us knowing, but you can't.
How dare you?
Wait. Aren't you?
Oh, how rude of me! I'll go and make some tea at once.
And off she goes.
Off she goes.
I'm sure it's the same girl.
I mean, it's kind of hard to forget her.
Mrs. Sato, did you see the girl who was just here?
Oh yes. Isn't it truly extraordinary
Still in just a haze.
to think that the King of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on his case? Oh, God, yeah.
He requested it almost immediately.
The King of Bavaria?
King William Gottsreich Sigismund von Armstein, of course.
Fucking hell. That was aggressive.
Thank you.
Alex was ready.
I was. I normally am not.
That was very impressive.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Herlock Sholmes for a moment and look over there.
The tea's brewed, and I have a freshly baked cake as well.
That tea has not been brewed for long enough.
Oh, it's you.
I knew it. Sato-san right.
Oh.
Anthony?
Huh? Oh, sorry. I think my arms were gesticulating a bit too wildly.
Yes, too much enthusiasm.
I'm so glad it's not just me that does all things.
I have to specifically for like this one. I have to like tuck my arms behind my back and bounce a bit. And I'm just dreading the fact that maybe my chair's gonna creak.
You know the little motion Susasu does, hands and fists. When I have to do that sometimes when I'm speaking as her.
Oh, I love that.
I knew it. Susato-san recognizes her too.
Flashback to a couple of days ago. Yesterday, in fact.
There you are. And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher, huh? Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
It's the girl who showed up at the end of Mr. McGilded's trial and defended sentence.
I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Who are you, having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived in London?
Oh, yes, it was challenging.
Well, Try this tea. It's my special blend, you know. It's full of
Oh.
weed.
We need something to dampen down Mr. Sholmes's
Thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color?
No.
Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavour. Essence
Far
of
out,
weed.
man.
Hooray! It's a winner! I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you see. You must be exhausted after your long voyage here, and you have another ticklish trial tomorrow.
Ticklish trial.
Oh, and you're to defend a Japanese man. I do wish you lots and lots of luck.
Did Mr. Sholmes tell you about us by any chance?
Oh, you know Hurley, do you?
Who are you?
Mr. Sholmes to you, surely.
Hurley Sholmes! Oh. Mr. Sholmes was a commercial. Oh,
No,
fuck me.
no,
Not
no,
you.
that's
Don't
me,
you,
that's me.
you.
Fuck off, bitch.
already.
I'm serious. Mr. Sholmes was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see. It would have been, yeah.
Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's out on an errand today, even though he's just returned from overseas.
Wait a minute. We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after trial. Only briefly at that. How on earth does she know so much about it?
They're both looking at him like, are you just talking to yourself?
Did you
Nope.
all those things, do you think?
Yeah, she's clearly the genius here.
No, sure. No, Rena's she was just told them. You know, like a normal person.
What happened was she had a conversation.
Yeah, that's what people do, Renosuke.
A normal conversation. Normal person.
And perhaps more to the point, why is she here in Mr. Sholmes' suite?
Oh, silly me! I haven't introduced myself, have I?
Oh, she's so cute.
It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson.
Oh god, I hope you are no relation to the Dr.
Oh
Wilson.
boy,
The
bad
dearly
time to tell you.
deceased Dr. Wilson.
Here's
That's
hoping
the
that
first
surname
case.
is just.
Just a real coincidence.
God, I hope so.
Here's hoping that surname is adopted and not familial.
I live here together with Hurley.
Ah, Iris, is it? What a lovely name.
Did you see that she just nodded at her name?
What?
What's the matter?
Susanna
No,
sounds out.
wait. This can't be. Did you say your name is Wilson?
What's the matter with Susato-san? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden?
She's not an idiot like you.
Yes, that's right. And what are your names?
Hmm.
Hmm?
Nice to meet you.
I'm Renosuke Naruhoda, a lawyer from Japan.
Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susato Mitokaba. It's wonderful to meet you.
Lovely. Susie and Bruno. Got it.
Oh my god, don't call me that.
Susie.
Susie?
Susie.
And Bruno.
No.
There's more to this girl than meets the eye.
Yes, she's racist.
Why are they all racist?
I have so many questions for her, I don't know where to start.
Shocking update. Everybody here is
Yes, and so do I. Alright.
Let us talk with the crazy girl.
Yeah.
She's so cute!
It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it? At the Old Bailey.
Yes, that's right. You were ever so helpful. Thank you so much.
Oh no, not at all. I'm so sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming.
Though at the time, we did have a rather large gun.
Coerced.
You mean
Oh,
this one?
Jesus Christ!
Like this?
Nope.
Put your hands up! This is a robbery!
Ah, thinking back now, you left with Miss Lestrade in tow, didn't you?
Oh yes, that awkward witness, Gina Lestrade.
Who are you calling awkward?
Oh, Ginny? Yes, she's a professional pickpocket.
So we found out.
It was very naughty of her to pitch my latest invention like that.
I don't know where latest came from, but...
Are you referring to that trial-disrupting gun-like contraption?
Exactly! So I followed her, you see, to get back at...
Hang on. My brain just does not want to work today. Okay.
Perhaps I should think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism in my inventions.
This girl is dangerous.
Anyway, I brought Ginny back here after that, so she could apologize to my trusty technician.
Sorry, you're a technician?
Hurley, of course, silly.
Hurley?
Yes, Herlock Sholmes. We live here together.
I had no idea that the great detective had such an interesting young daughter.
Daughter? Not likely.
That's weirder that he's not your dad.
You really think I just got these brains from nowhere? He totally doesn't have any.
What?
I extracted them and put them in my own head.
Mhm. I wouldn't call him Hurley if he was my father, would I?
I don't know. Weird relationships here.
Maybe.
Well then, what is your relationship with Mr. Sholmes?
Well, I expect you found out that my... fuck. Well, I'll expect you found out that lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive. So the solution is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate, or sex if you live in the current economy.
Your roommates?
Oh my god, they were roommates.
I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you?
10 at last this year.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Oh my god.
Well, what
What
have your
the
mother
fuck
and
are your
father?
parents?
They died. Oh no, they're not around.
Clearly!
Killed them.
Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is there.
I
Well, that
invented
doesn't,
a gun
shall we?
and I killed them.
Oh yes, there's something I must ask you.
Of course, go ahead, Susie.
Okay, please don't call me that. I am a very great fan of the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, and
Oh, you have a copy of Fantasy magazine.
yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship.
Oh, this is so exciting! My stories are being read on the other side of the world.
My stories?
That's right. Hurley is always solving such amazing cases, you see, and he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It would be such a shame if I was the only one who ever heard of them, don't you think?
Goodness.
last night he was telling me all about a new case he just solved on a steamship travelling from a faraway land.
Oh
What
shit.
could that have been, I wonder?
So I was just in the middle of typing up a manuscript for the next issue before you came.
So you are the author.
Oh, she's gonna have a heart attack. Everyone
She
brace.
is. She is. She's gonna scream.
Yes, I'll let you in on a secret if you like. I'm going to call this latest adventure The Speckled Band.
The Speckled Band? That's certainly familiar.
Oh, okay.
Of course, I always change 1 or 2 details in the stories, here and there.
What, like Sherm's actually being able to solve something?
This time, I had the idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of all the trouble.
Arthur Conan Doyle, who?
Oh, that was Mr. Sholmes' first thought as well, actually.
Yes, and of course I know that a snake might not be a credible fix for the fact of the case, actually, but it's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think. Don't you?
So, do you mean to say are the stories about Mr. Sholmes that are published in Rance magazine?
All written by me? Yes, on my wonderful and very modern typewriter.
Oh god, is that thing over there a typewriter?
Oh my god.
No, I did think about that on one of it, but it doesn't really have.
Yeah, it doesn't have the keys. Yeah.
Mm,
But all the stories I've ever read are written by a doctor of medicine. Dr. H. Wilson. John H. Wilson. Missed out his first name. It's fine.
Sato-san's getting more and more worked up.
Ah, yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson.
But what about the Doctor of Medicine part? You're 10 years old. You can't have a doctorate. What the fuck?
That's me, bitch. That's all true too. I am a doctor of medicine.
What? 10 whole years old?
No! 10 years old?
You forgot to ask how long I've been 10 years old.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm 10 years old.
Oh,
And have been
That's
for the last
quite
300
incredible.
years.
but, Dr. Wilson is an English gentleman.
Ah, yes. I did alter the setting slightly for the stories to be more compelling.
Oh,
Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow?
it really does, yeah. I suppose it does, yes.
poor Sato-san. She looks like her whole world is just falling apart.
It
Oh,
has been escape.
R.I.P. This
Yes.
is amazing. Oh,
Oh, there it is!
yes! Oh, that's. Oh my god.
I love how there's such a clear partition. It's so. Oh my
Yeah.
god, she's got like.
There's
Oh,
a little
this is so
unicorn on the
cute.
desk.
No, it looks.
It's so tidy compared.
Oh my god.
Why has she got a drinks trolley when she's 10 years old?
There's a skull. There's a fucking skull. yeah. The
Yeah, you're literally on it there. This is Bill. Bill's been a good friend of mine for some years now.
Why not?
Why not? Oh my god, she's 10 whole years old. What the fuck? She born on a leap year or something?
Maybe.
About before.
I'm still fully about the vampire theory.
Ooh. No. Yes, yes. What's on your mind, Bruno? Do tell me.
How did you know that I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London, I mean?
Yes. Oh, and that we have a difficult trial tomorrow. How did you know all of that?
Oh, that's what you mean.
Please, tell us how you did it. Explain every detail.
Of course, I'd be delighted. Although there's really no mystery. Now, let's begin.
She just sort of gestures to
Yeah.
a paper in the corner.
Iris Wilson is proud to present her Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Oh god, she's gonna
Oh
fucking
boy.
shoot us.
First of all, I already knew that you were a lawyer, Runa. After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber.
But you also said that we'd only just arrived in London. How did you know that?
I observed a passport and travel ticket protruding from your breast pocket.
Which apparently still is.
Mm.
Oh,
So I'm reasonably confident that you must have only just arrived in the country. And on top of that, you accepted a case against that particular prosecutor, telling me you were unaware of that London's court affairs.
Look at this idiot. Look at him. Fucking
you
Christ.
didn't.
I want to smack him with a chair.
Everyone in this game is a vampire.
He's blinking far too frequently and it's freaking out.
the Reaper of the Bailey? I walked right into that one, didn't I?
What's Susato got on the back of their hat? Oh. there
Then
we
I
go.
noticed a red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand.
Please don't call me that.
You would give. I'll call you what I want, bitch.
I will fucking stab you.
Try me. I have a gun.
You haven't seen me do a fucking Susato takedown. I will take you down before you can even fucking fire, you little shit. Fucking try me. Step up to me, bitch.
Why have we got the most pleasantly voiced actor? I think it's kill each other. Okay.
You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with a suspect, weren't you? Earlier today. These servants keep a close eye on the comings and goings, you see.
I didn't realise.
And the red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates. So, that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus Begilded, the two of you had already had cause to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison. However, neither of you are wearing a particularly sad expression on your face. So I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case.
I see.
But how could you have known that the trial is tomorrow? Also, are we in the Matrix right now?
Yes! Well, having barely been home in a few hours yesterday, Hurley solved yet another case. It obviously amused him. He told me that he'd caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling.
Oh dear.
A Japanese man. How good that must have been. Miss,
He's just...
Oh, bless him. Mr. Natsume.
Now, Runo has that fancy Japanese sword. And I think your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie?
Don't call me that. Yes, it is.
Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both come from Japan yourselves. Or you're just massive otakus. So I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught. And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case.
Jesus fucking Christ, what's wrong with you?
Jesus, she's absolutely a
Genuine
vampire.
question, what is wrong with this
Genuinely.
child?
Like, she is a vampire. Is the only explanation.
That is literally the only thing that makes sense if she's actually just if she's just a vampire. That's the only way I can
really
put it.
intelligent vampire.
There's a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow.
She, 10 years old, what the fuck? Gabe.
Hell, he's always stabbing his notes with a knife, you know. He is silly. And that's all there was to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Wilson, and that was one of my great deductions. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Well, was it a winner? Were my deductions correct?
They were spot on.
That was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction. Can you come with us to all future crime scenes, please?
No.
I feel like it would solve a lot of time.
You even managed to discern something of Mr. Shumps' delivery.
Where do you think you got it from, bitch? Oh, well, I was just copying Hurley's style for that.
This is really very good news. You could tell us all about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, won't you, Iris? Please. Nice.
Nice.
So yesterday, Mr. Shumps apprehended a Japanese man.
Yes. Hurley had just arrived back in London after his sea voyage. But the police were waiting for him at the railway station to take him directly to the crime scene.
Ah, the great detective is a popular man, it seems.
Apparently, a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town.
When are you going to get to see this woman?
Yeah, she's kind of in hospital, isn't she?
There were witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking, stooped man running away from the scene.
A short, shifty-looking, stooped man.
Mr. Knotson may be on the need out.
Oh, the knife!
Yeah. Oof.
Soseki-san said that he didn't see anybody else in the street at all. But it seems there were witnesses after all.
Hurley used his great deductive powers to determine the man's address.
It's very funny that, because of the way the screen goes blurry on my end, like, the very top of her head is blurry, and the rest of her is fine.
Yeah.
Yep. You hit
It
the
was the
goals
lodging
and go
room.
downhill.
Yeah, that's fine, don't worry. It happens like every time. It's chill. I think it's just the internet.
It was a lodging room very nearby. He went directly there with the police, and what did they find? A short, shifty-looking stooped man, shivering in fear.
Ugh. Mr. Shumps' great deduction certainly hit the mark that time.
Of course it did. He's a great detective.
Still, that means the incident occurred only 2 days ago.
Pressing X for doubt.
Surely tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it?
Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. It's almost as if it's set up to be a failure.
Yeah.
Like they're pinning the blame on a foreign person.
Hurley says that London is rife with crime,
Oh.
and Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently.
Oh dear. I hadn't realised the situation was so dire.
That's because the police isn't actually a very good system, so we should actually abolish it. ACAB!
Defund the fucking police.
That's why they can't afford to spend too much time investigating cases and trying the criminals in court.
Well, then what the fuck else are they doing?
I don't know, maybe just sitting around and eating donuts?
We do not have any stands at a police. Okay.
Or chips, if you want to be topical.
Yeah. Ooh.
Staff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person.
Oh my god.
No.
No.
Does it ever stop in real life?
That's
No.
terrible. Imagine a whole justice system just on that alone. I suppose it's the harsh reality of the workings of the World's greatest justice system, in heavy quotation mark.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose it is. But in that case, I don't hold as much hope for Saseki-san. But thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative.
Oh, you're most welcome. I've had so much fun.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Shones is at the moment? As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about this case as well.
Oh, well. I expect Hurley is still investigating the scene.
Of the case involving Mr. Natsume?
Yes, Mr. Natsume? Hurley said he was going to the man's lodgings. If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there.
Iris, do you know where those lodgings are?
Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crimes themselves, aren't they? Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson while you were there?
Yes, we know Inspector Gregson.
You poor people.
Ah, goody! In that case, could you tell him that he can suck my dick? Give Gregsy this from me, won't you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know.
What is this?
Clearly a death threat.
It has the same as date and time of a jewel.
A 5-shilling piece and postcard, it seems. Oh, can we examine that and see what the message is on the back? It reads, oh, never mind. Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust this won't be a problem. Gosh, this will make the inspector help us, will it?
Of course, he's terrified of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try.
I rule London with an iron fist, so don't
Yeah, I was going to
cross me,
say,
motherfucker.
Iris is the secret Moriarty.
Yeah,
That's like a Moffat-esque twist.
absolutely.
Good luck then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled Band. And I'll be making more specialty blends of tea, so do come back again soon.
We'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris.
I assume you won't rat me out to the cops about my specialties, will you?
Fucking gay cab. I say, fuck off. No police ever.
Nothing better.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, it's back to the scene of the crime. Look at the little punch she's doing. Yeah,
Oh.
crime!
I love them both so much.
So, somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men of Scotland Yard at all. We headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand.
To be continued. Bit of a weird place to do be continued it, but whatever. Yeah, immediately.
Immediately, straight away.
It's like the fucking thing in Dragon Ball Grid. To be continued. Right now!
Right now!
It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation.
Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible. We follow the sounds of crunching.
Yes, let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him.
There he is! Which lamp? Oh, that
Yeah.
one. I guess it was just put in afterwards.
Yeah, maybe.
Hmm.
I think it's got to shift with like how you shift the scenery. So,
Present.
Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment?
See that display last night?
I will rend your head from your shoulder.
I will help. We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson. Apparently she runs this town with an iron fist. Oh, I see. It's a CL Phantom Hive situation. There is precedent for this. He's like 8.
It's what?
I can't remember how old he is. CL Phantom Hive in Black Butler. He's like a literal child. And he's also like a deduction genius, inventor man, you know? I need to know how old he is though. I think he might be 10.
Her ladyship?
Oh no, he's 13. That's slightly better.
Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? What was that going?
A bribe? Do you mean a bribe? An appearance fee? Oh, I see. You mean a bribe. That's actually nice of her. Yes, yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly.
I am sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you. Sorry?
Oh, fuck yes. Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Yes, that's the one. Oh, it's the one with the bricked up windows.
Oh.
Broken bike.
Oh man, we've been going all over fucking London. He's right been there. Good lord, that is nearby indeed. Oh god. Yeah.
Is that a pun?
That feels like a pun or something backwards.
Derega? Debirag. No.
Oh, it's The Adventure of the Three Garadebs. It's one of the one of the casebook of Sherlock Holmes stories. I could not tell you what happens in this one.
His name is an anagram of Brigadier.
Ah, there we go.
Alternatively, Gary means flesh and bones, while Debu means fat, alluding to his and Joan's builds.
So flesh, bone, and fat.
I bet Arthur Conan Doyle was like, "Fuck yeah, this is so clever. I'm so fucking clever."
I'm just an outstanding writer.
Like, I'm so fucking clever. Why does no one want to read my dinosaur book?
Oh,
Why does nobody believe me when I say fairies are real?
that is a shame. That is a shame, Arthur.
Anyway, let's go fucking talk to our man Holmes. Sholmes, even.
Don't worry, Inspector.
Avoiding copyright.
We will.
God, so she's like, no wonder she's got no supervision. She's rich.
Rich.
Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he saluted and left.
Yes. So then, shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings?
Definitely. They really have a boner for the gentry around here, don't they? New location has been...
Cutscene? Oh no.
That's... It's nice.
Right?
What is
There is
what
a
is going
cannon.
on? There are so many questions I have
There is
here.
a cannon with a frilly apron on it.
The lady's dress? What is going on?
Cannon. Cannon with frilly apron.
Oh, hello.
Oh, jeez.
Who wants to take that?
Fuck it.
G, you've not said it. You've
Yeah,
not had
he
a
hasn't
voice
said
for a
in a
while.
while.
I know, but I assumed Sholmes was coming.
Oh god, you're right. I'll
but-
do them.
Sorry.
May I help you?
Ah, yes. Would this be the residence of Mr. John Garadeb?
Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling?
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I
Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Sosaki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here.
Oh, that's why he's got the war stuff, because he's a brigadier. Because his name's Garadeb.
We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client. One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garadeb. Did you know his name's an anagram?
Shocking news to us all. Truly.
Did you see that, Mrs. Sato? That was a real-life English maid.
I know. As I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better.
It certainly feels like we really are eyes, doesn't it?
We need only to meet a butler, and the experience will be complete.
Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment.
Thank you for waiting. Mr. Garadeb will see you now. This way. Oh god.
Oh, well.
He's just there.
He's just vibing. Very moonshade.
He is. He wants this guy.
Silence. I can do it, but I feel like I've done a lot with like Wilson this episode, and like I don't want to hog up all the airtime.
Pay for it.
This guy's giving me a Bill Nye vibe.
Hmm.
Good.
Aaron.exe has stopped functioning.
Are you okay?
Sorry. I don't know why that's killed me. Oh gosh. Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He is a defense lawyer.
So he's a retired soldier. Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of it.
You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ugh. Do you think so?
Well, Mr. Garadeb, no doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal.
Racist, you know.
Oh, dearie me, I do beg your pardon.
I hear you're being a bit of a brat.
I shall be more careful, sir.
Yes, I see.
Do Basil Fawlty then instead.
Do it.
That's good.
Great.
Don't mention the war. Yes. Yes. We would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us.
Bollywood.
I don't think that's what that's for.
Mr. Garrett, that is not how you
A
teach.
lot.
I know I'm American, but no, that's not. That's not how it works.
That's hilarious.
Oh, is it?
You lucky bastard. No.
Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Oh, but you have a copy of Rance magazine here, so... Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak.
So he's in the room.
About Mr. Natsumi then, Mr. Garadeb. Please, do tell us.
Oh, just 1 week. So he moved in very recently.
How is this woman still
My
have a
goodness,
job?
I'm terribly sorry, sir. I'm definitely not doing that on purpose. If you want to know my opinion,
I really
I'm
don't.
probably
Oh,
about to say
dear
something racist. I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him. I have a sense for these things. No? Why? Be very careful about what you say. He seemed to have a most nervous disposition, always shaking and looking over his shoulder.
Yes.
It's called
Man
anxiety,
had
Jones.
shady written across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me.
It has
I said
anxiety,
to
then he must be a
myself,
criminal.
Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to do something untoward.
I'm about to do something untoward in a second.
And I'm rarely wrong about anything.
Oh, sure you are.
We won't be calling this maid as a witness, that's for sure.
Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about it all? Yes! Oh yes, indeed there was.
She's dying to tell us. Have you noticed anything else at all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh my word, yes. The man was shadier than an orchard.
We've already.
This
About
voice is going all over the place.
I love it.
Could you elaborate?
No.
Well, take the man's room, absolutely stuffed full of books it is, more than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with a loving, living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He just trots off to that old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And then the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else in the house has gone to bed too.
Oh.
It's almost like he's a foreigner in a strange
It's like
country.
he's a writer.
Yeah, that's basically my schedule. Let's
Yeah.
be real.
The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 every night. But I've never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning.
Try 4, bitch.
What is she doing up though?
She's the maid. She's got to be up.
Yeah. Basically in Victorian society, maids would be up around like 4 or 5 or 6.
To prep the house.
Yeah.
They'd
Like,
stay
yeah.
up, stay up late to clean everything, and then get up like
Yeah,
4
it was
hours
a
later.
shit life.
It was a really dire time.
Could you clarify something, I wonder? What, pray?
Yeah, I think
Oh, that's
Mhm.
quite cool, actually. How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine? Oh! I'd understood that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house, is that correct?
Yes, but I'm a racist, so I keep a careful eye on other people
Mhm.
at all times, in case they're trying to steal the silverware.
Yeah, that's probably it. Oh man, why am I not doing a what's her name? His wife. Basil Fawlty's wife. Sybil. Yeah,
Oh,
I think it's Sybil. Then how is it you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? I don't think I can do a Sybil. It's been so long since I've seen Fawlty Towers. Basil! That's all I remember.
oh.
I'll try it, but I'll probably switch back to the normal voice. The precise times that they come back in the evening, for example. Even the times they go to bed. Oh my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir. I don't think that's quite it.
I just have a nervous tick about pouring tea.
Hmm.
I'm like anxious, I pour more tea.
What was suspicious about that again? I didn't really. I tuned out for a sec. Sorry.
It's just that they know so much about
He
the
knows
lodgers.
everything about.
Oh, they're fucking
What?
nosy. Of course they are.
Yeah. And she is kind of cueing him a little with the pouring of the tea.
Something doesn't add up. It seems that the incident took place around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out of the window at around that time?
Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out over Briar Road. The incident took place on the pavement just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby?
I will add that, like, the screen and the chair and everything is going to make it very hard for him to, like, is that a wheelchair? No, it's not. Okay. But I was going to say, yeah. So
Why would you live on the top floor when you struggle to maneuver? When you could live on the ground floor and rent out the upstairs? Other than social standing, probably.
No, sir, it would have been dusk outside already at that hour. And with the fog as well, I should think it quite impossible to see the other side of the road.
Oh, I see. Very interesting.
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then? I don't know, a woman being stabbed? Anything at all, even if it seems unrelated.
Yes? Was there something then?
Yeah.
That's getting very tough.
Oh, dearie me, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir.
Just don't want you spouting off about things that should be secret.
Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow.
Naruhodo. Yes?
I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all.
Okay, I believe you. Mr. Gary Deb? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been.
No!
Oh!
No! Put the whistle down! Put the whistle down!
Enjoy your third-degree burns, sir. Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. That's right, Mr. Garrett.
What is the matter with
It sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident. But what?
Wish I knew.
They slept together.
No!
Truly disgusting. Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on?
And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there, even as we speak? Or did we just miss him? Oh, good. Mr. Natsumi has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services.
That's a blatant lie.
And I thought he loved us.
Would it be alright if we also had a look around? Into Mr. Natsume's room, I mean. Who knows if we'll find anything that could help us with the case, but we'll have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on, shall we?
Yes, and while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more. Alright, off we go. Oh, there's a cat!
Kitty!
Oh man, yeah, this room would drive anybody nuts.
What? Look at this place. And smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's the mountains of old books responsible for that.
There's a lot of books.
I don't think I've ever seen so many books in my life.
No, me neither.
I really can't talk. It's not too dissimilar to how my bedroom looks.
So dark in here, too.
Is that the window over there?
Well, it was the window, I think, yes. Once upon a time. For some reason, closed up with...
Tax reasons.
So this is where Miss...
By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you? He's probably hanging upside down from the ceiling.
Like a bat.
No, that's true, but according to what Mr. Gaidep told us, the
Hmm,
great detective should be around here somewhere investigating.
maybe he's hiding in the book pile.
Kitty.
Kit,
In the
examine the
suitcase.
cat! Examine the cat!
Examine cat.
Ah!
Aw. Oh,
Oh! Oh!
up he goes.
Oh my! Oh, what an adorable little cat! Perhaps he's looking after all these books while his master's away.
I don't know about that. He disappeared into that pile of books as quick as a flash.
Oh, we did wake him up.
It was a tricolor Mike, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Britain?
Well, maybe they...
You do now.
We have one.
Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan.
That's making me feel homesick now.
Oh. Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days. I...
There's a safe behind one of the piles.
Oh, where's the safe?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that. It's like a
I
lock.
assume it's a safe because it's got a padlock.
Oh, it's a...
This appears to be
meter.
some sort of meter on the wall. It looks very robust.
Oh.
I wonder what it's
There's
for.
a slot for inserting coins. That looks like a padlock. I'm blind, obviously.
No, it's
Yeah, it
padlock,
is.
Yeah.
Oh. Ah! I believe that is a gas meter, Mr. Naruhodo.
A gas?
Yes, it seems there is piped gas in this district, which consumers pay for by putting coins in the meter.
So if we were to put a coin in the slot,
That would be enough gas to use the lights and the gas fire for one whole night.
so if you were too poor to have a coin, you'd have to spend the night in the dark, freezing cold.
Yes, you have adequately described Tory Britain. That's right, as would a rich man who carried only crisp white notes.
Ugh, London is a scary place.
Capitalism. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah. I think you can investigate like the paper and shit.
That desk seems to be wedged into a crevice between the mountain books on either side.
I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking.
As anyone would.
Yeah.
But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes. Surely he dreamt of books every night as well.
Yes, he must have, mustn't he?
I'm impressed you got all these books in here, like, within a week of
Yes,
being
that's
here.
impressive. Oh,
Some serious purchasing power.
I mean, secondhand bookshop.
True.
Very, very, very easy to do that. Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from a secondhand bookshop. Oh God.
We're too good for this.
It's a receipt from a secondhand bookshop. Your books. No, your books.
No, his book. Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it. Look, the date of the purchase. 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the day of the incident.
That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. If he was carrying books, he can't have been carrying a knife. I bet that's going to be a point to the trial. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books. Yoink!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
A lot of Sholmes appears.
Before.
Right. Okay, let's have a look around first before we click on Sholmes, because I'm pretty sure that ends the scene. I Anything else? Yeah, got some books.
Look at all those books stacked up there. They almost reach the ceiling.
They're all works of English literature, and they all smell so musty.
What you don't
All in your
realise
book
is
to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you?
these books are actually a form of insulation against the freezing London air.
No. Oh, what a dreamy idea.
A bad dream, maybe. For me, at least.
Yeah, we know you can't read, Renosuke.
Rude. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again.
So reading it is an experience that comes but once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us.
I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy.
And the window.
Could you even call this a window?
It's technically all wall now. I think so. It was a window at one time, after all. Although all that remains is a frame around some bricks now.
So really, it's just a wall then, isn't it?
Yeah.
But why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that?
Tax evasion. I'm afraid I have no idea. Ah! Perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design in on a fit of whimsy.
Oh, honey.
Have you not looked at this building from the outside?
That's alarmingly feasible.
We did.
We're just
Anyway.
still praying.
Whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation in here makes the place very oppressive.
It does. I imagine being cooped up in a room like this would be extremely trying. Alright. Anything else?
Trying enough to drive someone further.
Have a look at the shelf on the far side. See if there's anything there.
Kitty! Kitty!
Oh!
Lucky
There's a
cat.
kitty!
Lucky cat. Oh, look! It's a beckoning cat from home.
It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way back from Japan with him.
I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo. Are you forgetting the enormous what?
I thought I was going to do something about Kazuma bringing that bigger and as gay as his.
Are you forgetting the enormous Daruma doll that you brought in your luggage? Why do you have
Oh, baby!
Why do you have that?
Little baby!
Well, it can be dangerous traveling aboard. I wanted a lucky charm.
Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same. And this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him. That's why he's in prison, not dead.
It's not doing a very good job so far, is it?
You mustn't say such things.
No need
I
to
didn't say a word!
I can read your mind.
Why are my eyes such a giveaway?
No, I can just read your mind. This is
Vernon.
established.
I think there was something in the paper on the floor.
Yeah, there was.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go. Look at all these balls of paper on the floor. There are notes scrawled all over them, in English. It looks like the waste paper basket is so full they're just falling out.
I think Mr. Natsume must have been deeply immersed in his research, don't you?
Or deeply averse to tidying up his mess.
I wouldn't like to speculate which is closer to the truth. Alright, I think that's us done. I'm really enjoying all of the candle, firelight animations in this. It's really, I'm
It's
really
lovely, isn't
enjoying
it?
it. It's so
Mm.
pretty.
Yeah.
Alright, here he is. Ah! Look! Mr. Naruhodo!
Aha! There he is. Where did he appear from?
He was crawling on the ceiling.
How did you know?
He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. I hope he won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes? There he is.
Ah, you two. Good day. Now, let me see.
Where was it that we met?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Barrier.
Yes, of
Barrier
course.
There you go.
Yep. Boria. And let me see. What happened on that voyage?
Someone was murdered.
Just fill in the my memory blanks for me, will you? I've got long-term amnesia from all the coke I smoke.
It's
Iris is level
Yeah.
2. Very soothing. Completely wretched on the old grey matter.
It was Kazuma Asugi. He died, tragically. But you were a great help to us.
Tragically and fucking lamely.
Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asugi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it?
Nope. Oh, no.
Oh, you seem to remember something of it, at least.
That's what I manage on the usual daily basis.
Sorry, this is a great line. Oh god.
My goodness.
What an honour to be remembered vaguely by the great Herlock Sholmes. This is Mr.
Oh, no, my dear madam, hold your tongue. In a nice way. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are...
God damn it.
Brain Attic is directly from the text. That's what he calls it.
I'm sorry, what? Direct is fucking hilarious.
No, he calls it his brain attic in the first case when he's talking to Watson. It's great.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh! Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Miss Naruhodo. With Mr. Sasato.
It's close enough.
Yeah, vaguely.
Try the other way around, Mr. Shaw.
I lose the first round. No matter, I shall win the second. Droop, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. There was this carriage, you see, and it was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes.
So they apprehended Toteki-san in that short amount of time?
I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little.
A little.
I have no idea what's been going on. No recollection of the last 4 months, sorry. It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones.
That's why he doesn't know shit.
I don't know shit. Why I know nothing about the solar system. Ha ha ha. Yes. Those are my own words of inimitable wisdom. You know, from an adventure called A Study in Scarlet.
Please,
study
there's
in
no need
crimson.
to quote yourself.
Study in vermilion. I'm struggling. Forgive me. I don't always remember my
Red.
pearls of wisdom, but fortunately, my associate pens them beautifully.
He means Iris, I suppose.
Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned. Please, for the love of God, tell me you've not forgotten it already.
Goodness. What an earnest expression. My dear madam, I should be only too pleased. And this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case.
Alright, let's go.
Let's chat. We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of... It seems that you assisted in its arrest. For the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road.
Sume. Yes, I believe it was her name rather along those lines.
But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Susato. I can read, but I have not the slightest idea what you mean.
What?
I can't believe you was at the sense where I was.
I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance. It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension.
Misunderstanding. Oh? How?
I assure you I have no recollection of accusing your stooped compatriot of the crime.
But that doesn't make sense. The good detective Scotland. Oh. Whoopsies.
The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim. Need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene.
That's a good impression.
A man seen fleeing.
There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say?
Who was carrying all the books? You couldn't have stabbed him.
I believe there is a receipt around here from the establishment in question.
So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit then?
That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books. I found myself quite lost in bibliophily.
Oh yeah, been there.
Mood.
That's why you go to a bookshop for 20 minutes and spend 3 hours in there.
Mm-hmm.
Waterstones in Oxford has these window seats.
Oh,
It's the best thing in the world.
Arta 2, which is like a little cafe around the corner from us. It's half cafe, half secondhand bookshop, so you can just go in. Have I taken you there, Rip?
No, you have not.
Oh my god!
I'm
oh my
going.
god! Yes, I will take you. But basically, they have the front half as like a cafe, performance space, and then you go back into this most exquisite secondhand bookshop. It has its own map.
Ah! Oh, I love that.
And the tea there is really good. They do a blooming Japanese tea, blooming jasmine tea, pardon, that I absolutely enjoy.
Oh,
No, I love
Yes.
that.
that sounds incredible.
We're absolutely
I love my
We will go.
little,
I'll take you.
I love my little local bookshop. Not least because I've been going there forever since I was a tiny human. But it's yeah, it doesn't have like a place to sit and read.
Yeah, my
But
local
I mean-
bookshop where my parents live is called Abacus Books. I love it there, but it's like very much not a place you sit and read stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway.
Just I realize this is totally irrelevant and I'm very sorry, but a tech question. So when I have Solitaire open, which I quite often do while we're playing Ace Attorney, it has adverts because Microsoft is a bitch. And I always turn the sound off, but sometimes the advert doesn't have a mute button. So then I turn the sound off, I open Volume Mixer, and I turn the sound off for the application entirely.
Yeah.
But then it just pops up a new thing with new sound. And I have to do
that's the adverts doing that.
Why is it such a bitch? Okay.
Adverts.
Because they want you to get the paid version.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Okay.
They want you to pay for the no ad version, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah, play it on Google. Ad block enabled.
Okay. It's just yeah.
I don't know, Google had Solitaire, but I don't see why it wouldn't. What? They got Minesweeper?
What? This changes everything.
Oh, holy shit! I'm doing this wrong.
Okay, sorry. Just chucked water all over my chin. Do not be deceived in believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no.
Oh dear.
Don't. Oh. I'm always assuming. I'm always
You
assuming
have to
that.
say it out loud.
I'm always assuming that Rinosuke is going to be the first one speaking.
I know, it's really annoying.
Tell me, have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings?
Yes, Mr. Garitev, a retired military man.
Did you notice that his name was an anagram?
It was the first time I've ever met a soldier from the great British institution that is the services. It was a very weirdly hard sentence.
It's a very, very difficult, yeah.
And
Yeah.
And it was the first time that I've ever met a maid from the Great British Institution that is service.
That's a very good joke.
That was a good joke.
I didn't think it was that funny.
I do apologize. Both in and out of character. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid. This laughter has killed my voice.
Yes, I wrote as much in my Great Britain primer.
And so, conversely, whether or not a household, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling therein. It's just some more classist bollocks as usual.
Betoken their social standing? Sorry?
Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family.
Goodness, how extraordinary.
As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. Even if she's a really shit one who pours tea over you all the time.
I had no idea.
And it is for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Specifically in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Garadeb.
Oh.
Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something.
Well, duh.
Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am as yet unable to ascertain.
I'm thoroughly lost on what he means to say.
This room oh, for God's sake, pay attention. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later.
Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one, although I imagine it's only a matter of time.
But sooner or later, as I said.
I don't believe that's the issue here.
About this dark little room, Shun. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea?
No window.
Oh, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window, of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks.
I see. The answer to this question is quite simple. Window tax.
There we go.
Window tax?
I guess they've got
What
to
is
like
that?
teach
Well, you see, the Sheriff of Nottingham came to London.
Yeah, I guess they've got
and
to
decided to apply
completely
completely arbitrary taxes to squeeze money out of the poor.
Surely not a tax on windows.
Precisely that.
Oh my goodness.
Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home perhaps, rapidly closed windows up. While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere. In an effort to curry favour with those in power, by furnishing them with large sums of tax money. It's a scam, lads.
How awful and unjust, forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light, like that listing that recently went up in Manchester.
Oh my god.
Listen,
Do you know
I'm
how much they
surprised.
were charging for that?
I'm surprised thrice-fired Mason boy wasn't wealthier, given how many people needed their windows breaking up. Indeed, disease was rife as a result, because nobody got any fresh air or sunlight. So, some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see. In squalid lodges such as these, for example.
That's extremely monumentous, I love it.
I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London isn't very generous, perhaps.
It would appear so. I've done a little digging. I discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price.
That checks out.
Suspicious.
Because the room is so awful, I should think.
Apparently, that's not my line.
We're doing
Apparently,
well.
Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago.
Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation. I believe there is an ulterior explanation.
Oh?
One drenched in mystery. Still, that is of little relevance here. A matter not worthy of further attention. And if Sherm says it's not worthy of attention, you know to pay attention.
Are you
Can I
sure?
get a magnifying glass out, Runosuke?
I'm curious now.
Well, I believe I've told you all I can now. I was about to say thank you, Mr. Sherms.
Thank you, Mr. Fox.
Pardon me.
Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of the law?
You remembered that, did you?
Don't remember much, but occasionally something sticks. Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? The occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it? Look, I'm getting better by the minute.
I'm not sure.
Not sure, on what grounds?
Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday.
Really? Well, then I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized. Release. And so... and so promptly, too.
The thing is... It's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence?
Yes. Trust.
Mr. Sholmes. Mr. Natsume didn't do it. Did he?
My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea.
That's great.
Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate?
That was my intention. Ah, yes, that was indeed my initial intention.
I believe this is what we call method acting.
Sherms and I have become one. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them.
Oh, I see.
Oh my god! Nevertheless, nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. I will now take applause on managing to say unequivocally without fucking it up.
Well done.
Thank you, thank you. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room, and there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say.
Carefully.
Ah, and one more thing.
Oh, sorry. Oh, what is it, Mr. Sherms? Tell us. It's not been me for so long.
Oh, she's very intense, your little assistant, isn't she? I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to this case, but I am quite sure that you need a shower. That the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something. You already told us that.
Mr. Gary Davies. Mr. Shum said as much before, actually, didn't he?
Yes. I'm very repetitive. Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case.
Mr. Naruhodo, as yet, our investigations have uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence, apart from the book receipt.
No, you're right.
I'm not letting up on that.
You should not.
Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Gary Deb's secret.
That's what the kids are calling it these days. Just remember.
God damn it, G.
I'm sorry.
Are you?
No, I'm not sorry. Just remember, I can't be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. Goodbye.
Adios.
Alright, and off he fucks.
And off he dematerializes.
A busy man indeed. Come back to his book in the corner of the room.
Is he actually there?
God save us.
Fabulous.
Oh, I love him.
I believe that kind of implies that we should go there.
Yeah. Hint, fucking hint.
Hint, guys. Hint. Hint. Yes, could we talk to you without your maid this time, please?
Mr. Sherlock Sholmes.
What exactly is your thing?
Retired.
Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there.
Right away, sir. I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir. Oh, yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all your assistance, as scant as it was.
Look around the room!
According to Mr. Sholmes, Sir Gary Dab is hiding something. And since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, we should do some digging.
Do an examine.
Examine. What is that pinafore doing on that cannon? Yes.
That's a full-sized cannon! What's it doing in here?
Oh my, it's real. I thought it might be a replica.
Sorry?
No?
A
What's happening?
crotch?
I think
Oh, yeah.
Sholmes is there.
I think it's hairlock.
Goodness me.
Your definition of useful and mine differ severely. Really? It isn't overkill?
No, it's the perfect amount of killing, in fact.
Do you think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Garabeb? Debbie?
Get to bed? Can you just imagine how utterly useless having an actual cannon would be in the event of literally anything happening?
Especially when Garadeb has a bum knee.
Like,
Yeah.
the amount of time it takes to put in the gunpowder, tamp it down, put in a cannonball, push the cannonball back, get to the back, cover your ears, light the fuse, wait for the fuse, bang! Oh, sorry, I've been stabbed 16 times in the...
It's been reduced to a drying rack. Wonder the huge cannon hanging its head in shame.
Oh, fantastic.
I love him. Oh my god, look at those. Look at that crockery over there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what has happened over here? Look at the delicious treats on the tea tray. Mmm.
Look at this crockery on the plate.
I've been fucking muted this entire fucking time. Jesus.
Oh,
no! Ripley, no!
I was literally just like, everyone's like, why is everyone ignoring me? Wait.
Oh, no.
No! Oh, I'm so sorry, babe. Oh, devastating. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
It's rather...
Welcome back.
This crockery, it's rather unusual, isn't it?
Oh my! A genuine London dresser! Isn't it delightful?
And
That's
a
not
genuine
the
London
point.
caldera.
Although the shelves seem to be broken, and the crockery is... Oh dear, it's in pieces.
That is the point.
We just zoomed in on Holmes's butt then.
It's a shame he's wearing that satchel.
It
Damn it,
really
Sholmes.
is. The word cracked wouldn't do that China like that.
He's wearing that satchel in this game. It really is.
Yes, honey.
Oh, ah!
You can and have done better.
Yeah. I think you could do better. Not by much. I wonder, perhaps the cannon was fired at it.
Yeah, it's probably something like that. But let's not delve too deeply. Investigate the blockage to the window. Ah. What's he doing over there?
Mr. Sholmes!
Aha! We meet again, my dear fellows.
Oh, we literally were just... we just stopped talking to you like 5 minutes ago.
I thought it was going to be a little bit longer before we saw each other again, but Fate beg to differ. I was here all the time. Hello, shame, sir. At your service.
Whatever were you doing over there by the window?
I am given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madam. Yet sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observations. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space up by the window here. By the window up here.
Keeping an eye to one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering.
And one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, me?
No, the other Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, he's dead, so.
Oh, Ripley! He died on the way over here.
Yeah, you were there.
I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind.
Oh, he wants to do our case with us.
No one's hiring me, and I'm lonely.
Wait, he's not talking about... Is he?
Yes,
I
he
didn't
is.
expect to be going through that again so soon.
Do you mean Mr. Sholmes?
There is a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. Tautology there, mate. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo.
I think so.
There is just time enough for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark.
Fuck yeah.
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 Mhm.
Mr. Garadeb. Though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first rate.
Yeah, fuck that.
You're shit, basically.
Your shit.
I'm afraid, sir, that is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. First, is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. No, not again. Oh, those bollocks again.
Not at all?
And the second, that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you.
What?
Mr. Naruhodo, look!
The older man's broken out in a cold sweat.
Wish I could see the cold sweat, unfortunately. Oh, no, it's gone down again.
Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are spot on.
Vaguely.
Press X for doubt! X for doubt! How could I possibly know? You mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts! Arr. I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular!
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Bizarre.
Game is afoot.
Nature of the beast.
Very fancy.
Conclusion, utterly wrong. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. It's the maid, she's secretly a werewolf. Thus, we are faced with a question. What form might this beast take?
Oh, he's looking back at something.
For a man with military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garadeb, leads us directly to the answer. It's hiding. Oh, it's a lion. True nature
No, but he's hiding something in there.
Rampant is revealed by that lion statue.
There's a huge
No,
screen over
Holmes,
there.
no.
It's like an escape room, and the lion statue is pointing in the direction of the real beast. As though an army... yes. Though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. It's that ridiculous haircut. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India. Indian lions do exist, which you tried to keep in this very house.
He's literally fallen over. It's so ridiculous.
The side of his face, was that actually red, or did I just not see it because it was blurry? Okay, good. Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence.
Well,
Yet, as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Why could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam,
me?
I assume you ate it. I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction.
It is?
He's actually going to say that, isn't it?
Oh, thank
Oh.
God. Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show. How can you see that from there? Insanity. Yes, you should expose this terrifying lion, Mr. Garadeb. At Batty's Circus. A travelling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. It's the most accurate part of this entire load of whiffle. You sold the savage lion, sir, to a circus troupe. The circus troupe. Well, you should have done. I believe I've made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room and was an Indian lion. And a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire.
A rampaging Asiatic lion.
Okay. Oh god, there's more.
Aftermath.
Now, Mr. Garadeb. It's plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Something. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible.
I think he's more so rather distressed by the amount of bullshit coming out of Sholmes' mouth.
Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm.
What?
Excuse me?
Or perhaps, amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go.
My god, this man is venturing into the living.
Strain. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. What, we must now ask ourselves, is the true cause of this pain?
Oh, maybe it's the knee that has a fucking bullet in it.
We need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer, as they give suffering to us all.
Mood.
Every envelope contains another demand for payment.
Oh! Sorry.
For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you had no choice but to let it go. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last, unimaginable attack. Oh, now we get to see his face.
Oh, unimaginable.
Oh, yeah. The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there.
And observing the candle that's right beside it.
Yeah.
Very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Just the sort of thing kitties love to scratch their claws on.
Oh, dearie me.
He really is talking bollocks, isn't he?
He is. Right out of his arse.
What could have caused such a destructive outburst? What is she doing with her eyes?
Oh, I fucking know.
She's squinting at the fucking candle.
Shit.
This time, madam, it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me.
Oh,
Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed.
Has it? Oh,
Yes. To explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes.
Must we?
Cakes. Oh, right, okay.
There's a candle
Oh,
missing.
this is one
Missing candle.
One of
Shocking.
those cakes look like it's clipping through the screen.
If only it was clipping to the screen and into my mouth.
Hmm.
There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it not once said by a certain noblewoman? If they have no bread, let them eat cake.
My name's
Except for the lion, and they can
Marie
try the bread cake.
I don't think she was talking about lions.
And she didn't technically ever say it.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
true.
made up to smear her later on
'Twas indeed.
by bastard historians. Or someone. I don't actually know who made up. Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact. My belly would agree.
Whatever do you mean?
Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. You. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There's only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet! Oh, God. This started so well. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India because I took a cast of its mouth, obviously.
Conclusion. Carpet gnawed
said
on
the
by the
lion.
starving lion.
Really
Obviously.
wanted to be a lion.
This concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle.
He just really wants to go to the zoo.
Yeah.
He really does.
Zoo!
Will you guys please?
Oh, Lord. Oh, would you like some tea, sir? It's scalding, sir.
It's
not
scalding, not
scalding.
scalding.
You've
Except
spelled it
maybe
wrong.
She is
Oh, I'm
scalding him.
sorry, Mr. Garrett M. I'm afraid I didn't notice.
My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Oh dear. Oh dear. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times, too.
Tears of distress.
Oh.
Yes. Indeed.
Mr. Shums, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation?
Certainly. Why, certainly, Miss Naruhodo. What is it? Again.
Well, your deductions just now.
None of
They
it's
were a
fucking-
pile of horseshit.
Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size?
Indeed. It's the only explanation of the facts.
Well, not.
The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense. No, it doesn't.
But wouldn't it be an idea to
Almost
consider what
always
lies beyond the realms of common sense as well?
Don't talk sense to me, boy.
But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garrett M. and his maid would have been hurt, or worse.
Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon.
Oh, dear God.
Someone help this man. It's like set him up making pastries or something.
I thought you said that they sold the lion to the circus.
My god.
And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I've ever heard of a lion that drinks tea.
My dear Miss Susato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea, which is a ritual we stole from India anyway.
Oh.
The Indian lion.
What a glorious notion. Is it permanent? Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again. Please correct this man.
I had a feeling that was coming.
A slight massage, that's all Mr. Sholmes' deductions need. You can do it!
Make sense of this absolute claptrap, please. Dear God, please.
Please, someone just tell him he's wrong.
Oh.
Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward. Mr. Naruhodo! Please, correct my mistakes because I am a dumb bitch and I know it.
We
I'm
don't
a
even
sham!
we don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least, that's what I want to believe.
Something. Let us start again from the beginning. Sorry. Of Sherlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. Yes, I did.
The lawyers are
I really wanted just to get everyone in trouble.
The lawyers are furiously drafting affidavits as we speak.
Oh god. Dear the Conan Doyle estate, please do not sue us.
We are but small innocent children. Just trying to have fun on a Monday.
Speak for yourself, I'm rather large.
It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Fix it, Naruhodo. Fix it. Also faces the fear. What form might this beast take?
Blah 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 blah.
Red text showing you that this is where you need to intercede. Desperately, please do it now. Please. Your furtive glance. Mr. Garrett leads directly to the floor. Blah blah blah. And there's a lion statue.
I really didn't see the lion thing coming.
No, but if you observe Mr. Garadeb's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this very room.
Yeah, something with a very fierce nature.
But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India.
But it could have been a
Soon-
cat transported
Soon
from
my fucking
Japan.
lines.
So what was it then?
We must follow Mr. Garadeb's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer.
Let's look behind the screen. Oh, what's in the photograph?
What is that? It's a cat? Maybe? No.
It's a child, right?
That is a person, right?
That's a
This photograph.
It's
It's
his wife who is the maid for some reason.
Oh, okay.
It appears to be from Mr. Garadeb's wedding. I mean, I figured that was the case because the room is called Garadeb's plural residence.
Ooh.
Look at the big brain on Alec.
I kind of just assumed everybody else saw that. That's why I didn't say anything.
I can read nothing most of the time looking at this screen, so, you know.
He looks very happy, doesn't he?
He does, but you can't make out his bride.
No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face.
I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there.
The Red Bride.
The Red
true
Bride.
nature of the beast.
Take that!
Oh, that's right. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride.
Yes, I totally saw this all along.
Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. My eyes suggest exactly. Yes, this framed print pictures your wife, Mr. Garadeb. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured,
We can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain.
Arms, man.
oh, indeed, truly any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast.
Honored might be stretching a point.
What are you talking about, man? Too late. The fact remains that the beast which so clearly savaged this room is your wife, Mr. Garadeb.
Your wife, Mr. Garadeb.
Your wife, Mr. Garadeb. He's clearly the wife.
But whose wife?
The chilling traces of wild evidence are very close in evidence. Here's another piece of what the thing you don't disappear to? Madam? It's under your skirts.
Blah 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 blah. Oh god.
Your dress pocket, blah blah blah.
The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself.
Well, I think she's one out of three isn't bad.
Mm.
Well, I don't know about fragile. See,
Oh,
one out of three.
dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of a Mrs. Garadeb anywhere.
But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garadeb's wife could be. Let me guess. There's a
Ah,
ring on her finger.
let's
Yeah.
see. Yes!
Dun-dun-dun.
Oh, it's the
Nice.
sun. It's in the
Good
sun.
God.
Weird thing to
Your
do.
wedding ring gives us a
Yeah.
handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts.
Oh, it's big. It's the thing, isn't it? It's if you have a maid, you look like you're in high society.
Oh, I
So
see.
since it's made, it looks like he's made it as a
I mean, that's grim, but yeah.
yeah. Indeed, it does. That flowery, bland, gleaming, blah 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 band gleaming on your finger gives you away. Sorry, I tried. I failed. For it is oh my god! It is identical to the one shown on the hand of Mr. Garadeb's bride in this photographic print.
In other words, you are no ordinary household maid.
Oh,
No. You are Mr. Garadeb's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garadeb herself.
oh my! What?
Word.
What?
Word. Word.
Okay.
I'm a
here's
bloody
that
corker
one.
right now. Thank you very much.
It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, yet you're in the business of renting out rooms. Oh, that's not my line. That was just from Garadeb. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? Yes, here in London, one is rather judged. A household can be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly.
You mean Mr. Garadeb has his wife work as a maid?
Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garadeb? Or maybe she just pretends when there are guests coming over.
Actual conclusion. The raging walls of Mr. Garadeb.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Go say what
Yeah,
was she
shake the
raging
carpet.
about? What was she raging about? Now, Mr. Garadeb. It is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast.
Jesus.
Please stop calling his wife a beast. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm.
Nope, he got slapped.
Mr. Jones is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garadeb's wife a beast.
Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable.
Yep.
As a woman? You think we care about women in the 19th century?
Well, I am one.
But Mrs. Garadeb's wife, Garadeb is standing right beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, I see.
Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then.
He's holding his face.
He got decked in the face.
He did get decked in the face. Company.
According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garadeb's pain is tangible though. What could the boss of his really signify?
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
Lord.
got slapped. Oof.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Take that!
Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek.
Oh, boy.
Oh, there's some domestic abuse going on here.
Mm.
I'm concerned. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade was you, Madam Joan Garadeb.
Well, yes. He fucking deserved
Be quite
it.
so candid about it. You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir.
Oof. Oof.
Painful. Nothing escapes
Poor
those
guy.
trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow.
That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view.
All starting to make sense now.
Mm.
It's a very weird angle for the handprint to be.
Mm.
Now, let's proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subject to such a violent slap? Afterwards, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garadeb to fly into such a rage. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. The bills. Yes, it's this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Except maybe it isn't.
Didn't Mr. Sholmes say that the bills are all for Lion?
Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed. Which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Gary Depp's wife.
Mr. Naruhodo, she's a person, not a thing. Don't be sexist.
Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. One so hard that it left a perfect hand mark, in fact.
Yes. Why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder?
I'd love to know the answer to that question. What's that card over there?
Ooh. Ooh. Ah, someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here, look. Mr. Garadeb is clearly an avid reader.
Oh, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
I don't think this is a bookmark.
Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary.
And look next to the signature here.
Oh dear. Lip marks, made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture.
Wait, what was the girl's name who got stabbed?
Oh my god. We don't know, but...
Very good question.
Don't get any ideas, Susato-san.
Oh dear. I'm sorry.
So this bookmark is actually a love note then.
I'll say he's cheating.
Take that!
You should... His name's not James.
Yes. Yes,
Ah.
it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer.
Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here. No!
Oh no.
This is going horribly.
You don't know her?
Oh no, he's sweating an awful lot for a man who doesn't know how he got that.
Was just in there, you say?
A likely story.
So, the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean?
He hasn't even taken a sip, Mary. Whatever you Joan, whatever your name
Likely
is.
story.
He's just getting third degree burn.
A likely story.
Oh my god!
And there we have it.
I feel
Aroused
like this is
suspicion of female heart, you unleashed a beast with a most ferocious bite.
Goodness.
Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. And she ate the carpet.
Unimaginable.
The aftermath of which could be clearly seen by a judge. Wowie.
Oh, dearie me. Oh.
Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very indeed. Yes, to explain the tower of cakes.
Surely Mr. Garadeb didn't eat the carpet.
No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray that this room is in is a result of her wild temper.
No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Miss Karadev's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. Hint, hint,
Alright,
hint.
let's see what we can see.
Yes! Cool.
The candle, bitch.
Candle. Yeah, go for it. This looks like a very old candlestick, doesn't it?
The base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable.
It is.
Looks
It
to me
fell
like
over.
even the slightest knock would make it topple over.
Oh dear, that would be dangerous.
Wait, take a closer look at this. There's one candle missing.
Yes, I didn't notice that before.
Why is that, I wonder? Why is one candle of the 3 missing from its holder?
And there it is. Can...
Nice.
Yes. To
might
explain
be
the dire
that-
state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick.
Might be that Shame's correcting or something.
Oh, I'm eating out. Good. Much illuminating, my dear fellow. And of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth, aside from a lion.
Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible.
Devoured by flames! Indeed they are. The scorch marks of the age clearly give the truth away.
Films, you've gone all Australian all of a sudden.
It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation.
Mrs. Gary Deb's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused a candle to fall from the holder. I just realized I've been reading G's line.
Oh. Well, I didn't notice either, so it's all good.
They're doing their thing where they finish each other's
Alternate
sandwiches.
without, yeah.
And in seconds, the carpet was alight, and the whole corner of the room in flames.
Does this mean that she hit him so hard he crashed into the wall and broke the shelves and the plates?
I think it's more so that the commotion from trying to get the fire done out was what caused all the breakage.
Hmm. But for the most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire.
And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok.
Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there is but one conclusion here. They're so cute! I love them!
Yeah.
After the sparks of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire.
We did it. We solved this mystery that didn't really need solving, but goddamn if we didn't see it, solve it anyway.
Oh.
Oh god. Oh.
Carpet scorched by a small fire.
Yeah, fucking solved it, baby.
I love
Elementary.
them.
They're so cute.
They're so fucking. Oh my god.
Adorable. I love them.
Mm.
And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material.
For which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems.
Oh. I just realised there's James and Mary.
What?
Who James? Moriarty. From Mary. Whatever
Mary
her name is.
Watson.
That's the one.
Yeah, maybe. Hmm.
Could always be Mary Doriarty.
I'm still waiting for Joriarty to show up.
Doriarty.
Here we go again.
There's some serious abuse
Sorry.
going on in this household, and I'm concerned for the safety of Mr. Garridem.
And the it was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor?
You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining.
That's true.
Sympathy for you.
Over here, Mr. Garridem.
Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you'll allow me.
And away it goes. Oof. Ow.
Gosh.
Again, this man is in an abusive relationship. We should help him.
What a terrible sight it must have been.
The Lion's Pride? Ah yes, your notorious love of big cats coming through again.
That's not. Oh my god.
Then why are you sweating?
So the poor man really did lose something dear.
He's a fairy.
Ferocious beasts rampage.
Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again. After heavy doctoring.
Please.
A little bit of one.
It can only be described as a great British one. Out of interest, what time of day was that?
So at exactly the same time, as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below. Well, that's why they didn't see it. Oh, really?
Really?
Dot, 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 dot.
...
Standing in an awkward silence now.
Mr. Sholmes?
He fell asleep. Yeah, he's had a snack.
Maybe.
Are we not close to the end of this?
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of.
Oh no, I think it's going to end this scene like in this flat because there's nothing else to be
Yeah.
found here. I don't think.
Yeah, that's what.
Well, I think we've got to the bottom of Mr. Gary Dev's situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances?
Bugger all.
Can't help you there, I'm afraid.
What?
My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not.
I've
just waited 45 minutes.
I just knew you were going to say that.
Never mind. I always was one two categories. I was in case and was not.
That makes no sense to me.
Because you're not a great detective yet. Oh, why is it peanut butter? It's so hard to chew. Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now.
Sorry?
Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over.
Oh no. Is it that time already?
If we're to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. Let's fucking go.
So that's it. No more time to think.
Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now? I must prepare supper for Mr. Garadeb.
In polite terms, fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I'm so sorry.
Thank you both very much for your time.
Soseki-san will be waiting for us. And I'm going to have to give him an answer.
Nice, and that's it.
Nah.
Yeah, see, the Garadeb's room. Plural.
Nice spot, Alex. What a catch.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I think that is us done for the night.
Yeah.
Excellent work, team.
No.
Excellent work.
Less.
R.I.P.
We've got
I can't believe she's fucking 10. Jesus
She's
Christ.
so tidy and I love her.
Mind you,
forward is red.
isn't Susato kind of young as well? Yeah, 16.
She's a small baby.
Yeah. Stress.
I was going to say stress. He's only 46.
Yeah.
Lord.
War, man.
Yeah. Yeah. War on something.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's wonderful every week.
Been a blast.
It was fun indeed. Yeah. And we should be back with more Ace Attorney next week.
Yes.
Sounds like the trial is starting
Exciting.
soon, which is exciting.
Yeah.
It's a thrill.
Mm.
It's gonna be so
Ready.
exciting.
And we've had another of Herlock Sholmes' great deductions. What a treat.
Yeah, I do love this little mini game. It's wonderful.
Yeah, we get to see how stupid he is.
He's very stupid, and I love him
He's so
dearly.
stupid.
He's a dumb bitch, okay? He's a dumb
He
bitch.
is.
Stop.
We can love a dumb bitch.
Yeah.
We can love him though.
Exactly.
Well, I shall head to bed.
Me also.
Sleep
Yeah.
well, baby.
Good night, everyone. Sleep tight.
Yes, good night. Yes, thank you. It's been wonderful.
Yeah.
I am actually tired after one of these now. Thank God.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Okay.
All right,
Good night,
yeah.
babies.
See you
Good night,
guys.
Good night.
Yeah.
Love you all. Good night.
Love you all.
Lots of love.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.